This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and William Hill. Delighted to be joined with Joshua Buatsi. We're here at the launch presser. A sort of a tense press conference there, but how are we?
I'm good, man. Why did you say it was tense?
I said this to Dan and I just thought, I was expecting it, because obviously you're friends, I was expecting it to be quite friendly, so maybe I'm misinterpreting.
Yeah, I mean, we're friends, but we know what we have to do. We have to fight soon, so the friendship definitely has been put on pause. And after October the 21st, yes, it can resume, but between now and then, we know what's at stake.
And everyone's going to be going on about the fact that you're friends and the fact you're friends, but if anything, do you feel like this might intensify the will to win in a way? Because I don't think there's nothing more competitive than a friendship rivalry. It can be bitter, it can be, there can be hatred, but this one's a little bit, where you shed that connection when you've sparred. This might really bring the best out of you. It might even be, make you more competitive than ever, as you said there about you getting up at 6:30 this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. It's intensified, if anything, for me. I want to make sure that on the 22nd of October, when I wake up in my bed, that I was the one that won the fight. Like, my hand was raised. We're from London. You want to walk about in London knowing that, do you know what? I had a good scrap at the OT the other night, but I was the dude that won it. So that's my mentality and that's my mindset. So it's gonna be good competition. It's someone that I know, but I want to win. Even if it wasn't gonna be Dan Azeez, whoever it would have been, I still want to win. So I'm indifferent.
And from the amount of sparring that you've had with each other, the amount of times you've shared the ring with each other, do you feel like we will see the best out of you two, because there's so much data downloaded from the both of you? You know what each other's good at in a way.
We'll also see different sides to each other that we haven't seen before. I've got a new coach, so has he, and we're both improving. So I think we'll both show things that the other person hasn't seen before. But look, there's 12 rounds to settle it, so we'll find out at the end.
Definitely. And one narrative about your career, especially in a fight like this, Dan's had it. People always say about Dan having it the hard way. Dan's come up through Southern area English and this. You've had the Olympics. So do you feel like in a certain sort of aspect, you might be a little bit disrespected in a way where people think that, Josh has had sort of things handed to him when you come from the Olympics and this and that, but you've also had to work from that in a way. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I mean, you have to work hard. And it comes to it, like, when people speak about the Olympics and stuff like that, it's like, I just took the sport at a serious time when I was younger. Yeah, we all started around the same time, a year or three apart, whatever it is, but it's just that when I was young and I was doing it, I wanted to do it. I gave up all those years in my childhood, all those years in my 20s, all of that. I gave all of that up to go to the Olympic Games. And as a result of it, you start off in a different position to somebody that didn't quite achieve that in the amateurs. So yeah, people like to overlook that and talk about it, but it's all comments that people won't say to your face. Comments that people will make, comments that, am I gonna hold dear? Am I gonna think about it? No, I'm not. I don't care about it. If it's someone I'm fighting that says it, I'm gonna address it, because we're gonna scrap sooner or later anyway. So that's different. But yeah, I mean, people talk about that, but same way I had to work to get to the Olympic Games. It wasn't given to me. There were many years that I gave up for it. So the grind continues, man.
That's what I was going to say. Do you feel like your hard work in a way gets undermined?
Yeah, I guess maybe sometimes. I'm not too in tune with what people are saying, but the little that I do hear, sometimes yes, sometimes no.
And you spoke about the press conference there about having pressure and the pressure being on you. Do you feel like the pressure for you now is bigger than ever in a fight like this?
No, the pressure is there's always pressure. Like, this is not a special pressure. No, it's the present pressure, because that's what's on now. But there isn't any speciality to it. It isn't anything different. It isn't anything that I haven't dealt with. So yeah, it's pressure, but I don't know what people want to hear from me. Pressure's always been there.
I mean, in a sense where, like, the level of expectation for you is quite high, where you've jumped from
always expectations. And the most pressure and the most expectation is the one that I put on myself. So no one can come and really put too much on me. Firstly, because I just wouldn't allow it. Like, who are they to put the pressure on me? There's pressures everywhere. You've got pressures in your life. There's pressures everywhere. So yes, there's the expectation to win, to look good, a big fight against someone that they're like, you should beat this dude, a final eliminator. There's all kinds of pressures, but it's part of it. It's what's going to wake me up early, what's going to make me work extra hard, so I just embrace it.
And 100%, I completely get what you're saying, and I said about the expectations there of, you know, when you sort of jump from the promotion, you know, you jump to boxer, you move chips, naturally there will be people that won't want you to win, and there will be people wanting you to fail. I know that you don't really focus on that much, but you know, how do you deal with that? Where you know that there's going to be people out there that, you know, they don't want to see your successes. So, you know, do you let that affect you, or do you know, is it something that motivates you in a way?
You can use it for motivation, because you're like, you know what, these lot want to see me lose, but I'm going to prove them wrong. But also, it just depends what you allow in, or what you tune into and what you feed on. So more time, like, like I said, I'm not up to date with a lot of things. I keep in my own world and I do what I want to do and how I want to do something, and training. So once I'm doing that, then I'm good. It's just allowing all the other stuff to get in. I don't allow that. Yeah.
And we'll talk about his fight. You know, Dan has a lot of momentum riding into it. He's out there. He's keeping active. In a way, do you feel like a bit of an underdog in this fight with him having the momentum, pushing and working to this point?
There's a side of it where I'm like, okay, everything seems to be shaping up nicely in his favour, but we get to settle it on October the 21st. So that's the beauty of it. Things can be shaping up, somebody can be favoured, all of that jazz doesn't really matter, because October the 21st we find out.
And one thing I said to Dan, is it important that you could actually inspire so many people from sort of London, South London, and I know you're you always like to give back to the community and always give back, but this one you can give back where you can look at sort of people from around your area and, you know, inspire them.
Yeah, it is. It's important. The boxing and the winning and everything is all good when it's just happening to you, but it's even better when other people can say, oh, do you know what? I also benefited from this guy doing this and this guy doing that. Me winning is beyond me. There's so many people that win from it, so that for me is the beauty of it.
So, Josh, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. All the best and all the best on Saturday. Thank you, brother. Cheers.